Well, a lot of people have been wondering over the last few weeks what's been taking so long with the Kirby Smart and University of Georgia contract extension that basically was announced, I guess it was about 2 months ago now, was announced that Kirby was getting an extension. They were working out the details and just didn't hear anything for a while. And I guess now we know why. Kirby wasn't going to settle for anything other than number one. Kirby Smart just became the highest paid college football coach in history. An extension, a 10-year extension, worth around $12-13 million a year. I'll put some screenshots up on the screen that kind of detail the contract. He's going to be making between like $11.5 and $12.5 million a year base salary, plus bonuses for reaching certain milestones, winning SEC championship games, making playoffs, New Year's Six appearances, top 10 finishes, whatever, the usual bonuses that are thrown in there for coaches. It's absolutely unbelievable to me, the amount of money that college coaches are making now compared to not that long ago. I'm not here to say college football coaches are worth that or not worth that, or that's not the point of this video. Y'all can let me know down below, I guess, maybe what you think about that. But yeah, huge extension for Kirby. Now, just like with every other contract a coach signs, the number of years that are on this contract mean absolutely nothing, right? If Kirby Smart decides, tomorrow, next month, next year, 2 years from now, that he doesn't want to coach anymore, well, he's just going to quit coaching. The number of years is irrelevant, but the amount of money per year really is staggering. In fact, I had to go look this up. He's now the second highest paid football coach anywhere on planet Earth. The only NFL coach in 2021, I couldn't find 2022 numbers for the upcoming season. But for 2021 in the NFL, the only head coach that made more than what Kirby is now making is Bill Belichick. He made, I think, $13.5 million or something like that last year. 13 or 13.5. So Kirby now makes more than every college football coach and more than 31 of the 32 NFL head coaches on planet Earth. That's just absolutely mind-boggling. I went back 10 years just for some comparison here. So 10 years ago, 2012, who do you think the three highest paid coaches were in 2012, just 10 years ago? And what do you think they were making a year? Well, the three highest paid coaches 10 years ago in 2012 were Nick Saban, Mac Brown at Texas at the time, and Bob Stoops, who was the head coach of Oklahoma at the time. Those three guys were making between $4 and $5 million a year. College football head coaches, the money that top-level head coaches are earning today has tripled in 10 years. 2012, the top coaches, $4 or $5 million. Kirby Smart inks an extension today worth anywhere from $11.5 to about $13 million a year, depending on bonuses. Absolutely unbelievable. The amount of money that is now coming into college football really over the last 10 years is just mind-numbing to really even try to wrap your head around or think about. A lot of it, the majority of it, I guess, is due to these just huge TV deals that are being signed by the conferences. And here's the thing we have to remember. Everybody's been, NIL. Everybody likes to talk about NIL. Oh, it's about time the players are getting paid. These universities have got it made when it comes to college football and the players. Yes, the players can get paid, and in a lot of cases are getting paid, but not by the school. The school is raking in all this money from TV deals, and they don't have to give a dollar of it to the players. It's boosters and people like me and you and whoever donating to these NIL collectives that then pay the players. It's private money is going to pay the players. The schools aren't having to pay them a dime. So you take a conference like the SEC, in another couple of years, every single SEC school is going to be getting a check for $100 million just in TV money per year. They don't have to give any of that to the players. So they can afford to give a coach like Kirby Smart 10, 11, 12, 13, hell, $14, $15 million. What do you think? If Kirby's getting 12 or 13, let's say Nick Saban wins another national title this year, or Dabo Swinney, or hell, Jimbo Fisher, any of these coaches, Lincoln Riley at Southern Cal, who was the highest paid college football coach until this morning. Southern Cal doesn't release their coaching information, but it's been widely reported and speculated that Lincoln Riley has a deal at Southern Cal worth around 11 or 11.5 million. Kirby's about $1 million to $1.5 million more than that on average per year. But what's going to happen, when one of them wins a national title and it's time, and they want to renegotiate their contract or they want an extension? I mean, how far are we from $15 million a year for a coach? $20 million? Not that far away. Again, the top coaches' salaries in college football have tripled in 10 years. 2012, top coaches making $4 or $5 million a year. 2022, top coaches making 10, 11, 12, now 13, $13.5 million a year. Absolutely unbelievable. What do y'all think about the amount of money they're paying these coaches? What do y'all think? Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. Again, I think Kirby Smart's a hell of a coach. He deserves whatever he can get from the University of Georgia. Like I said, they're bringing all that money in. They're not allowed to give any of it to the players. Who are they going to get? So I guess you give it to the coach. I don't know. I hope he's spreading some of that money around to the assistants, getting them some raises and contract extensions and things like that too. And I'm sure that he is. Just a mind-numbing number. It really is. $13 million a year. More than a full-time job. No days off, recruiting around the country year-round. I'm not saying he's not worth it or that any coach isn't worth it. Look, anybody, no matter what job you do, is worth any amount of money you're able to extract from your employer. We live in a capitalist society here. You're worth whatever somebody's willing to pay you, period. Somebody's willing to pay Kirby $13 million, he's worth $13 million. Some other coach wins a national title in 2022 and they're able to talk their school into $15 million, then they're worth $15 million. I mean, that's just what it is. Unbelievable amounts of money being doled out in the world of college football these days. It's just, you can't even wrap your head around the amounts of money that are going in and out of college football right now, whether you're talking about TV deals in the billions of dollars per conference for conferences like the Big Ten and the SEC, individual schools raking in upwards of $100 million per year in TV money, head coaches now making well north of $10 million a year, tripling. That might be the most stunning thing to me. Tripled from just 10 years ago. The top coaches in college football, the three highest paid coaches in college football in 2012, Mac Brown, Nick Saban, Bob Stoops, each making between $4 and $5 million a year. God, what is there? 10 or 15 coaches now making over $10 million a year. Okay, you look at Kirby's salary now; it's triple what the top coaches were making just 10 years ago. Is there another line of work anywhere in America where the salary has tripled in the last 10 years? Shit, I don't think so. God. It's really impossible to wrap your head around these amounts of money that we're talking about here. Now, just look at the minimum age. I'm an old-ass man. How old am I? I'm 44. When I hit working age in high school, minimum wage was $4.25 an hour. $4.25 an hour, federal minimum wage. What is it today? Let's see. Let's say 16 years old at 26, 36, 46 would be 30. So 28 years. In 28 years, the minimum wage has gone from what, $4.25? What is the minimum wage now? $7.25? The minimum wage hasn't even doubled in the last almost 30 years. But the top college football coach is making 3 times what they're making just 10 short years ago. The world of college football is a money-making business. They are printing money. It's unbelievable. Congratulations to Kirby Smart. Great season last year. I was going to make a separate video about this, but did y'all see the thing floating around? Kirby Smart is the fastest coach in SEC history to 66 wins. Not saying that means anything in comparison to any other SEC coaches. Obviously, we play more games now than we used to play, so that's clearly a factor. Although 2020 was a limited season, but just in general, we play more games now than you played even 25, 30 years ago. You know, they used to have 10-game regular seasons. There used to not be any conference championship game. You used to play a 10-game regular season and a bowl game. That was it. So, like, the most amount of games you could play in a year was 11. Now the most amount of games you can play in a year is 15. And Kirby's played 15 twice in a season so far, losing one natty and winning another. But fastest coach in SEC history to 66 wins. Faster than Nick Saban. Faster than Nick Saban. And when let me stop. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.